wish Levi wished he had a different father. I wish your first wife wished she had a different husband. She'd be alive now, and Levi'd be alive now.
I did not kill him.
You killed him.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you killed him.
Meet the world's most terrible husband and father, Carl Carlson, because this man is responsible for murdering both his son and his wife, crimes he thinks he can get away with.
You killed him, okay? Let's get that straight. I did not kill him.
And after 30 years of hiding these horrific murders, Carl's lies will begin to fail him as he realizes his actions have consequences.
This is about ready to end, but it's not going to end well for you. Let's stop the ball. Take the mask off, buddy. Okay? Take off the mask. If you're his biological father and you don't give him help, what kind of father are you?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
On November 20th, 2008, police in rural New York received a heartbreaking 911 call.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
Yes, I live in.
Okay.
I think I need an ambulance.
Ma'am, what's going on?
The truck fell on my stepson.
The truck fell on your stepson?
Yes, and we just got home, and I don't think he's alive. His chest is...
His chest is...
No. Oh, my God. This is horrible.
You've just heard the voice of Cindy Best, the wife of Carl Carlson and the stepmother of 23-year-old Levi Carlson. When Seneca County Sheriff's Office responded to her panic call, they walked into a disturbing scene. In a garage on Cindy and Carl's farm, they discovered the body of Levi. It appeared that while he was working beneath an old farm truck, the jack holding it up fell, and he was crushed beneath the immense weight. Initially, police believed it had been a freak accident, nothing more than a tragedy. But it wasn't the first unusual tragedy in Carl's life. About 20 years prior, in 1991, Carl's first wife, Christine Carlson, perished in a house fire. She had been trapped inside a bathroom with a boarded-up window that made it impossible for her to escape. One strange death from a horrible accident is one thing, but two, both of which occurred when Carl Carlson was the only person present? That's no accident. And neither were the life insurance policies that were put on both Levi and Christine just weeks before their deaths, both of which named Carl as the beneficiary, and totaled nearly $1 million. Within a 30-year span, he became a millionaire off of the tragic, violent deaths of his loved ones. And though he had gotten away with it for 3 decades, Levi's death changed that. Because behind the scenes, Carl's new wife was beginning to doubt that either of the deaths were an accident. In 2012, she spoke with authorities, offering to wear a wire in order to get a confession from her husband. At the time, the two were separated. She told Carl that if he told her the truth about Levi's death, she would be willing to rekindle their romance.
I asked you if you pushed the truck, and you said yes.
I didn't push the truck. I said I had nothing to do, but I said I took advantage of the situation once it happened. And that is exactly what it said.
Carl, you told me that you didn't set it up that way, but when you were in there, you saw the opportunity.
No, after it had happened.
And Carl took the bait, leading to him being taken into custody just days later. At this point, Carl has no idea that his wife recorded his confession, and no idea that police are looking at him for not just one murder, but 2. And finally, police were about to have answers nearly 3 decades later.
Tell me again the true events of how it came about that Levi was coming over to your house that day.
Yep,
And what happened when he got
he
there.
made plans, like he always does. He asked me if he could come over to work on his truck.
He called you from his cell phone or his?
No, from his wherever.
He called your home phone or your cell phone?
He finally got a cell phone. I never got a cell phone until just a little bit ago.
So he called your home phone?
Yeah.
And talked to you the day of his death?
No, it was before then. It
A
worked
day?
and stuff, and said that, geez, because I told him he's already been helping me on the truck. You know, it wasn't just a 5-minute job. He's been
working on your truck
Yeah.
for you?
And I said, well, I got the hydraulic line.
Well, let's back up a second. He called, wanted to work on his truck, you said?
Well, his truck too.
What was his truck?
He had a pickup, and he had brake problems or calipers or something.
So he wanted to come over to your house to work on his brakes?
And my truck. So he was going to work on mine for a while with me, because I had to go away.
Why would he want to come over to your house to work on your truck?
Because he gets money.
Oh, so you offered to pay him?
I always slipped him a little. He knew it.
Okay.
So, and we were getting along then.
So he was gonna work on his truck,
He was gonna work on mine for a while.
but he had to finish your truck before he could get to his truck, or what?
No, he worked on my truck, and then when I left, he was gonna work on his.
Did you tell him when to come over?
I said, well, why don't you come on over in the morning and we'll work on my truck, and then you can work on yours when I leave, or whatever. Fine. And he'd been over before. We were taking the hydraulic lines and the transmission lines out of the truck and the power steering pump, because the pump was bad.
So you're gonna put a new pump in?
Yeah, because it was a hydraulic pump for a snowplow, and every time you put any pressure, it blew the lines. It was an old
Now, you
line.
grew up on a farm, right?
Yeah.
You worked on the machinery your whole life?
Everything.
Me too. I worked on cars,
You know?
tractors.
And it was just
You don't pay for anything, you fix it all, right?
You can't afford it. And plus, it's just what we did.
My farm was my grandfather's. I think some of what you're gonna be telling me is, we always jacked everything. We had a big old railroad jack. Because my grandfather was a railroad man.
That's what we
And
had.
every farm had a railroad
Big
jack.
Bellick freaking road jack. It weighed about 80 pounds.
They could lift the house up.
They could lift the house, but they were as stable as shit.
Right.
How many times did yours tip over?
I think like most farmers, once we jacked it up, we blocked it with big wood blocks.
When you can find them.
The blocks that police are referring to would have been worth finding, because the truck, which weighed thousands of pounds, was being held up by one of these. Just one. And though farmers aren't usually ones for OSHA regulations, most would have a better jack or system for raising up their trucks. But in this case, he offered his son the railroad jack without any blocks or additional safety measures. Essentially, he was Looney Tunesing his son with one of these. One wrong move, one shift, and he would be dead. But he didn't stop at just sending his son beneath the death trap. Police believe fully that he was the one who triggered it.
So what happens? You go inside to take a shower.
So I go in and take a shower, everything. And like I told the officers, and is that when I come back, the wife and I, we left the house. She went to the car. I said, I'm going to go in, talk to Levi for a minute, and I had money for him.
So you told Cindy you were going to go talk to Levi?
Yeah, and
you were going to, did you tell Cindy you were going to give him some money?
Yeah, no, I didn't tell her ever. I never told her.
So how much were you going to give him?
$50.
$50?
It's whatever I had on me.
Right.
You know, I mean, because.
Just help him out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, even though he's working, he's still, it's like, come on, it's my truck. My dad used to do it when we got grown up. If you come over and help them, he'd give you 20 or say, hey, go over to the gas tank and fill your truck up.
Yes, I understand.
You know what it is.
So before noon, you went back out, or was it afternoon that you went
It was
back out?
before noon. And I went back.
How were you dressed? Suit and tie
Suit and
now?
tie, oh yeah.
Okay.
And we were going to a funeral. And so I was all dressed up, fancy shoes, pants, tie, the whole 9 yards. And like I told them, you know, I went out, and they were the first two guys I told, is that the truck had fallen over. And I found him dead. And
So this was around noon. Around noon or just before noon, you went out there and the truck was rolled over on him.
yeah. And I don't know.
So you panicked in what regard?
Just, I left. So
Now,
I went
you saw him, did you run over and call medical help, call 911
No,
to
I
get
didn't
help?
do anything. I froze.
Now, was there a phone in the garage or a cell phone, or
No.
you run back to the house and called 911?
No, I went to the funeral.
So you saw his body under.
Yep.
Or you didn't know he was dead for sure,
I pretty much knew he was dead.
but you didn't check to make sure you didn't check his pulse?
No, I touched his leg.
But you didn't check his pulse to see if there was any pulse?
No, because it was way
And
under
you
the
didn't
truck.
jack the truck up off him at that point? The truck was tipped over on him? So you panicked, and of course, after you panicked, what did you do?
Left.
When you say left, you left him, you didn't jack the truck up, and you didn't check a pulse?
No, I left
So you left and went where?
to the funeral. In the car.
Where was your wife at
In
that
the
point?
car.
Okay. And you got in the car with her.
And then
Did you tell her anything? You were shocked.
I was like,
In such shock that you couldn't tell your wife that your son was crushed. Did you want to check to see if he had a pulse?
I grabbed his leg and I knew he was dead. I mean,
By grabbing his leg?
it's just, I knew.
Instinctively.
You live on a farm.
Was he ice cold at that point?
The legs were blue.
He had shorts on?
No, pants with no socks.
And how long were you in the house for? Like 5 minutes, 10
I
minutes?
was in the house for an hour.
Okay. So you think he's dead, you get in the car with your wife.
Left.
And when you say left, what do you mean left?
We left. We drove down the road, went to the funeral, 4.5 hours.
What funeral?
My wife's family member died.
Where was the funeral?
Over in somewhere.
So how far of a drive from your house?
Well, we were gone 4.5 hours.
So you got 4.5 hours.
Well, 4.5 to 5 hours.
And then what did you do when you got back?
When I got home, I went to the garage.
And what did you do? I mean, you already know he's not going to be alive.
I knew, but it was like,
You think he was going to come back to life?
maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden it's like, I jacked it up, pulled him out, and when I seen his face, it was like the switch turned on to reality.
So that switch was off for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I mean, do you understand?
Now, when you came back, did you jack the car up?
I'd use the railroad jack,
So you used the jack up, and then you did what with his body?
pulled it out,
And his body had been for like 4.5 hours.
5 hours, whatever time.
And what did you do to him when you took him out? Did you hug him?
Oh yeah, I laid right with him and cried like a baby.
And then at what point, how long did you lay there?
Well, as soon as I pulled him out, and it really, when I seen his face, it clicked.
That he's
I
dead.
ran to the house, and I don't run. But
So you jacked it up.
got him out, and then realized,
Let's go about this. You jack up the
jacked
jack.
it up.
How did you make sure it wasn't going to fall over again?
I just pulled him out. I mean, it was
So you
just
pulled
jack
him
it up,
out.
pull him out.
Did you put the jack back down?
I didn't know. I didn't give a shit about the truck.
So it was up on a jack forever more of that. You didn't block it up or do anything?
No.
You just sit on the railroad jack.
Yeah, I mean,
You pull his body out.
Pull his body
leave
out.
it right there.
run in the house, or beat on the door, told her. I come out, she.
You were shocked. He was just found dead. But
Well,
you actually found him dead 4.5 hours
Yeah,
ago.
well, I was shocked when I seen his face.
He was actually dead.
Yeah, it's like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. I mean, like I told them, I'm not going to make any excuse that I was on a shitload of drugs. I've been on drugs for a long time and a lot of them. I mean.
So what does happen then? When you go back in the house.
I went to the house to the door, yelled at her, and came back.
And what did you tell her?
I said, call 911, Levi was under the truck, pinned. I think. Something to that effect.
And then you ran back
And then
out.
I come back, and I looked under his shirt, and looked him over, and I bawled like a...
About what?
My son's dead. And for some reason, I could just set it back there for those hours, and just stare at the wall.
Levi was Carl's only son. No parent can possibly imagine doing this to their child, but Carl was far from most parents. Levi actually had moved out of his parents' house when he was just 16 years old, and for good reason. His childhood was full of physical and emotional violence. At 15, Levi called police to file a report about his father, stating that his dad had beat him over the head. During the altercation, his dad reportedly asked him, "Do you want to die?" A man willing to do that so unashamedly and repeatedly is a man capable of anything.
What were you afraid of?
I don't know. I just locked up.
I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, Carl.
This isn't a mistake. This is the worst. You know, and I know that there's that saying, oh, there's more to it. There's not. How can you tell your kid? He's come from shit.
Because you knew what Levi was like.
Yeah, but at this time in his life, he was great.
No, you knew what Levi was like.
I knew what he was like, but
No, you know what he did to your granddaughter.
I did not.
I think you did.
I did not. Not at all.
Let me tell you something, Carl. I'm going to set this right here. You know, this is what they call a thumb drive
I don't know what.
on a computer. This is what we can record audio, video, and so forth with. And I know, and we will, and I will tell you 100% truth. I will play for you the audio of you telling what happened. I don't think the only thing you didn't do is you didn't tell Cindy everything you knew about Levi.
So
I don't think.
I never knew that. Never knew
But
that.
you did not know. I know without question, you did not know. You were concerned about that Cindy was doing something. You were concerned that Cindy was not being honest with you when she was
I knew
talking
she
to you.
wasn't.
Oh yes, no.
No. I told neighbors. I told friends. I
Who
told
did
my
you
daughter.
tell?
My neighbors,
What
Bob and Amy
neighbors?
Lab, down
When did you tell them that?
weeks when Cindy first started into this. I told my daughter, she's a cop, and I'm like,
What did you tell Cindy?
I'm like, at first I'm like, tell you what. And I said over and over, no, I did not kill him. I says, you're trying to, she wouldn't say, she was smart. She never played the fact, well, you didn't say that you are.
Carl, let's not blame this on Cindy here.
I'm not, no, I'm just, listen, you can either listen
I'm
to me.
looking for a jury's answer.
Oh, I know.
You simply made whether it's a mistake or a judgment call about, do you think anybody's going to believe that you saw your son there?
Would you mind if I just stand up again,
And
please?
you just, listen to me 1 second. Let me just get to this. You didn't feel the need at that point in time in your life to call because you knew that Levi's death he was better off, as you said, dead than alive.
No, not at that.
Do you think he was better off alive?
He was really coming around. The kid that I knew. My wife will tell you. I mean, he wrote her a mother's.
Let's play the audio tape of you and Cindy.
No, I know it.
I think we really should play it because I think you need to clarify some things for us. Otherwise, we're all going to have a really a misunderstanding of what happened.
I mean, look, can I say?
You have a chance. Take my hand 1 second. You've dug this hole, Carl. I'm here. I can feel your hand shaking.
My hand always shakes.
No, I want you right now. Look, I'm here pulling out. You've got a little hole dug here, a big hole.
Well,
I'm here pulling. I'm just going, Carl, listen to me. There's a reason why. There is a reason why that you and me are sitting here.
Oh, I agree.
It's not just because of Cindy. It's because that accident, that death to your son is why we're both sitting here right now.
Well,
that insurance policy is why we're here. That fire is why we're here.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
What are you sorry about?
I'm sorry that everybody's here for this when I understand with Levi.
I want to have the investigators bring in our audio recording.
Do you mind if I stand?
Please stand up.
You do not know how bad this is.
While you stand up, I want to talk to the investigators and find out some information.
This is where Carl starts to sweat. He had no idea that police were even aware of the incident that happened over 20 years ago. In 1991, Carl was married to and lived with Christina Carlson in Murphys, California, a small mining town. There they welcomed their 3 kids into the world, including Levi. But when Levi was 5, tragedy struck. It was New Year's Day. Carl claimed that as he was working in the detached garage about 600 feet from the family home, he heard screaming. He ran outside to discover that the home was filling up with smoke as flames licked out of the windows. In his initial report to police, Carl stated that he could hear his wife, who had been taking a bath, screaming at him to save the children. He went window to window, grabbing each of his 3 kids to save their lives. But by the time he got them out, it was too late for Christina. The bathroom she was in had only a single window, one that was boarded up by plywood that had been nailed into the window frame with 17 nails. There, alone on the floor, she suffocated and died of smoke inhalation as her husband and kids stood outside watching their house burn.
Let's look at the totality of everything. Yeah. Let's look at the house fire where your wife was miraculously dies and the windows boarded up days beforehand. You told the investigators there earlier that it was 8 months ago that you boarded that window up in that bathroom prior to the fire. 8 months, you said.
I don't know for word for word.
You told me a month and a half.
I thought it was like a month and I don't know.
And you tell investigators, my notes in the other room, you tell the investigators in the California Police Department back then that it was 2 to 3 days prior to the fire. So 2 to 3 days, month and a half, 8 months.
Oh, you're talking 20-some years ago.
You drew the picture to perfection.
Oh, the house wasn't a big deal, because, come on.
You talked about a life insurance policy that you said was 4, 5, 6 months prior to taking it out on the death. We know for factual that wasn't the case at all.
I said
it was a matter of weeks beforehand, a short term before the fire starts and takes your wife's life.
I thought it was like 4 months.
You tell me that the kerosene was brought in to the house that day to fuel a kerosene furnace.
Right.
Yet you tell investigators back then in 1991 that it was mistakenly, you thought it was water. You brought in the house as a 5-gallon jug of water to fuel to put in the toilet, to flush the toilet because your pipes were frozen.
Right.
And mistakenly kerosene was brought in and knocked on the floor. But yeah, you tell me kerosene.
Yeah, but
and then you tell me that a dog knocks over a 5-gallon bucket.
Easy.
Not easy, almost impossible to knock over a 5-gallon bucket and spill it. And you tell investigators back then it was a matter of days before it was spilled. You tell me it was 5 or 6, 7 weeks it was spilled before the
I didn't
fire.
say 5, 6, 7 weeks.
Oh, you did. You did tell me that.
I said it was weeks before, but I said it wasn't 5, 6, 7 weeks. I don't think.
Kerosene is almost impossible to catch on fire.
You got to have almost a fire going to start kerosene.
You tell the investigators earlier clearly that it's a gas-fired dryer in your house nearby. You tell me that.
Is it?
It was an electric dryer. You tell investigators back then it was electric, and they questioned you about whether it was gas. And you clearly said no, it was an electric dryer.
Well, then I'm wrong there.
And now we talk about
20-some years later.
You were 600 feet away from the house, yet your wife's in a boarded up little room, and you hear her calling your name from 600 feet away.
It wasn't calling, it was screaming.
Screaming your name. And yet, you're able to get blown off the porch, open your eyes, your son's uninjured, you're able to grab your uninjured son out with this explosion just took place, without a mark on him, take him out of the house, run around, miraculously save your 2 daughters, and let your wife perish in this fire. With no attempt to rip that board off, that plywood board off that house, and get into that bathroom and help.
I went around. By that time, the fire was all the way around. What am I going to do?
No, that fire was all the way around, and you don't take a chance to look into that window and see your wife. There was no flames in that bathroom
until you're there.
Your sister-in-law tells me that when they fly out there, they fly out to California to be there with you. That you want to go show them redwood trees and go dance on a redwood tree and go around. There's nothing happened.
No,
as investigators start talking to you, you decide after 3 or 4 days of being after the fire, you're done with California and you move back up to New York.
I didn't get tickets. I didn't say anything about tickets. They got the tickets.
And now
talk to my brother. He's the one who got them, I guess. I paid later for them to reimburse them, but they come out with the tickets.
Police have done a fantastic job laying out everything that was wrong with what Carl did the day of the fire. That evidence alone is enough for anyone to suspect Carl. But there was even more implicating him. For starters, at the time of Chris's death, she was planning on leaving him. After 3 years of physical and emotional violence, she confided in her sister that she was going to take their 3 kids and leave after the holiday season. She wanted to start life over, away from Carl. But she never got the chance.
I wish your first wife, she had a different husband.
You know,
she'd be alive now, and Levi'd be alive now. It's a pretty sad picture when you see the 2 of them. Your little baby son Levi with your wife, your first wife.
I don't think you have the right to say that.
Oh, I think I do.
Okay.
I think I absolutely do.
I would do anything for Levi. I'd do anything for Chris. Anything.
As long as they had life insurance policies.
I don't give a shit about the money. I made money.
You did? Where was it? Where was it when Levi died in 2008? Where was your money?
Ask the wife.
You had none.
Ask the wife.
Your entire retirement plan, you were 45, 47, 48 years old, and you had a whopping $30,000 with no income anymore. And you had to live the rest of your life on it.
Just 3 days after his wife died, Carl cashed in on the life insurance policy he had urged her to get months before, a policy totaling $200,000. He then used that money to buy himself a house in New York where he quickly met his next wife, Cindy, and proceeded to act as though Christina hadn't existed at all. All along, however, his own kids had their suspicions about their mother's death. Primarily because the day before the fires, Carl had taken the Christmas tree and lit it on fire with kerosene for the kids to see. He told them he wanted it to be a demonstration and learning lesson for them, one that taught them, and I quote, how quickly a house can burn down. But all those details are for the California police to narrow down for a conviction. Now, Seneca Sheriff's Office is hoping they can get answers about Levi's death.
I mean, you look at everything laid out from the California fire to now. I mean, it's pretty damning evidence.
Oh, I know. I've always known it.
So
That's why
what I think you need to do is look at the little damage control here. I mean, you come straight on Levi.
Oh,
maybe the other stuff.
No. I'm not even going to go there. That just
because I'm telling you now, that story just doesn't hold up. It doesn't make sense. And I don't think you're helping yourself by sticking to that story. Because I don't think it's true. I mean, you know it's not.
It is the truth. It is.
There's no way that you walk away from your son and leave him there thinking he's pretty much deceased, and then go away for 4.5 hours and then come back
You don't.
and then put on a big show with everybody.
Like I told him. When
Come on, take the mask off, buddy.
I'm not.
Come on, this is
When it's like I told this show, when I pulled him out and I seen his face, it was like it was real. It was like it was real.
So a guy like you that's mechanically minded and knows how to jack up a car, you jack it up wrong.
And you
Well, I didn't jack it up wrong. I mean, he knows the kind of jack I'm talking about.
I know the kind of jack, and I know from being on a farm my whole life, none of us would ever jack it up and leave. Let our son ever get under jack with a single railroad jack on it. The most tippiest things in the world.
Well, he had blocks under the drums because the tires were off.
The tires were off, and the thing was up on a single jack,
Right.
a pivot point. Just as you described
Right.
it, Cindy. You described it right to the T
Yeah, but
on how you set it up and jacked it more and jacked it more and jacked it more. Let's go over some of the statements you made. You say, this isn't a trap, and Cindy says a trap. Like what kind of trap? How can I trap you to get my in? I couldn't hear the rest of that. No, why would I do that, Carl? You've already told me. Can you understand where I'm coming from is what you told her. And then you go on and say, this is not setting out the trap? No, I mean, how am I gonna set a trap? Do you wanna go through my purse? And you say, but you can understand where I'm coming from. Cindy says, yes, I understand. I told you I understand that. And Carl says, I mean, just give me a few minutes here, okay? Cindy says, do you understand? Carl, you can't understand being in my shoes. Cindy says, I can't even imagine like what I told you. You go on with this conversation and you say to her, just hear me out. It was never meant to be. You know what I'm saying? It was never planned from the day one for this to ever go this way. And Cindy says, what do you mean day one? Like, you know, with the time the insurance stuff. I mean, I don't ever think that. Don't ever think that it was insurance. Carl, it's just when I went in there, he couldn't get under. I raised it up and it was wobbly. And it was sort of like all of a sudden everything it was like you said the other day on the second page. Cindy says, Carl, you keep talking about the second page. I can't remember. And you respond, it was the one where you said how you felt about, the one that you said how you felt about things after the fact. And Cindy replies, all right, I said a couple different things. And you went on to say, well, everything you said, you know about the past with him and all that, everything else. And Cindy says, right, but how about now? You said, right. It wasn't like, it was almost sort of a relief.
Now, Carl's wife Cindy had to wear a wire twice to get his confession. In the first confession, he fully admitted to the murder. But as you're about to hear, he did it so quietly that the mic wasn't able to pick it up.
If you said yes or no to what I asked you, then I would know that you want to move forward. But I can't get back with you without you telling me the complete truth.
A few days later, Cindy tried again, but this time Carl was suspicious.
I mean, you're sorry about it, right? Okay, Carl, and I believe that. Can you just tell me what happened that day? It slid? That's not what you told me, though. That's not what you told me, Carl. No, it isn't. I asked you if you pushed the truck. You said yes.
I said I did nothing to do it, but I said I took advantage of the situation once it happened. This isn't a trap.
A trap? Like what kind of trap?
Can you understand where I'm coming from?
In that first confession, Carl had admitted that he purposefully knocked the jack over, killing his son. In the second, he was much less willing to tell the truth. And in this interrogation, he's willing to tell police anything but the truth.
You jacked it up so it was like a wheelbarrow.
Right.
Backwards. And it just shook. Easy to push over. And she asked you, does it push hard? And you said, no, it was easy. It pushed easy.
Right.
Do you remember saying that? That it pushed easy.
Yeah, I guess.
It doesn't actually push easy. And she asked you, did he feel any pain? Remember that?
No.
And you said, no, you don't think so. You think it was instantaneous when it crushed him. And she talked about when you pushed it. And she asked you if it would push easy. We could go on and on. This is the first 7 minutes of this audio confession. You want Cindy back so bad that you ultimately tell her what you did.
No, I wanted her back.
No,
I mean, I knew at first it was, I thought right off the bat, that's why I talked to the neighbors. It's a trap. It's a trap. I talked to my daughter. Now, hear me out. And I thought, it's a trap. It's a freaking trap. And I says, what is her motive? And I asked my daughter. I asked my friend. I says, this is not right. And that's why I talked to the neighbor. I says, you know. And I
what was the trap? You told the neighbor what?
No, I didn't say what it was.
You said the city was trapping you?
I just said, what is her motive? I said, here she's telling me. I says, what woman could forgive, you know, and you know what I'm saying?
Forgive what? No, I don't know what you're saying.
What woman could ever, and I says, I think she's thinking I had something to do with Levi's death.
You told your neighbors this?
Yes.
What neighbors?
Amy told this, John.
You told Amy that Cindy thought you had something to do with Levi's death. And that Cindy was trying to trap you?
And I says, what else could be her motive?
What do you mean what could be her motive? What is her motive?
I don't know.
No, you told me that what could be her motive.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Her motive for what?
I don't know. I don't know if it was to do with the divorce. I don't know. And
what is her motive for what though? For meeting with you, to try to get back to you, to be romantically involved with you again?
I don't know. And this is because I don't know. That's the thing.
You're telling me that you didn't want a relationship with Cindy?
I did.
Okay, so you were saying what is her motive for coming back?
Well, at first it's like, what is the motive for all this? You know, I mean, I'm looking at it like, why would she bring it up? And I'm like talking to the neighbor and trying to figure it out.
Okay, you're talking to the neighbor. I'm kind of lost here. You're talking to the neighbor. You said your neighbor.
It's sort of blowing my mind. You know,
what did you tell the neighbor?
That pretty much what Cindy said, you know,
about this, about all the
about
pushing the car over.
No, I didn't talk to her about that.
Did you tell Cindy that when she asked you if you pushed the car over on Levi, and she asked you, did it push hard? Do you remember telling her no, it pushed easy?
I don't remember everything.
Could have you said that?
I could.
If it's on the audio tape.
If it is, then I said it. Yeah, but I'm just saying.
So when you tell Cindy that the truck pushed easy, why would you say it pushed easy? That the truck pushed easy over on Carl crushed him?
I don't know.
I guess
the thing is for me is like I say, I talked to the neighbor about why would she be doing this. I said, because I told the neighbor ahead of time, I said, you know, I'm trying to, what would you think if I tried to get back with her and all this stuff? And they're like, you know, geez. And then I said this, and she's like, holy shit. And that's when I told her, I said, I'm going to play it. I want to see what she does.
So you only said that you only push it.
I'm feeding Cindy information. And like, I'm playing it up. And because it's.
Oh, you're playing, this was all a play.
Yeah, because it's like.
So you didn't really push the truck over on.
No.
You just said that you pushed it over on him. Just because.
She said she was waiting for that one word.
What word?
That I must have killed him or something. That's all I could think of. Because I kept, like I told the neighbor, I said, she's looking for something.
Well, you continue to converse with her
and I'm talking
with her. You were scared to death about telling her the truth that day. You were scared to death about being set up. This was a police setup.
Well, I said, I said that.
You thought this was a police setup and she was working for the police, right. Did you not?
I figured.
Did you think because you were in this public place that she couldn't set you up because of the noise in there and so forth?
No, she picked the place to me.
Carl was so desperate to get back with Cindy, and so certain that he would, that he even told multiple friends that the two were reuniting and were going to fix their marriage. In reality, however, Cindy was scared for her life. Initially, she left Carl due to her suspicions about his involvement in the murder of Levi and Christina. Soon, those suspicions morphed into fear that she was the next one on the chopping block. After all, Carl had urged her to take out a life insurance policy for the safety of their kids and grandkids.
So these were just a lot of coincidences that you take a life insurance policy out of your wife a matter of 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week before the fire. Just a coincidence that she goes in the bathtub and the fire starts out right outside in the middle of the floor.
of that door to a hallway, it's where fires always start.
All she had.
And every time we've done fires, Jack, always start in the hallway with no source of the fire around. But that's a coincidence. Just total coincidence. You go on, you collect $200,000, $210,000, $215,000. You come back here, you buy your farm.
No, I didn't buy a farm.
Ultimately, you did. Did you not ultimately buy a farm? You bought a house, and then you ultimately bought your parents' farm.
Right, and I paid my dad for it.
You sure did. But
The
ultimately,
money I worked for.
Levi, this one son of yours, this black sheep son, the one son that you don't get along with.
No, you can't say that.
Oh, you're great friends with him?
At the end, very much so.
So Levi, just total coincidence, takes out a $700,000 life insurance policy and names for his father that he doesn't get along with. He's a sole beneficiary. No. And you happen to pay the policy. And his death takes place one day before he has to have his physical, which you both know he's not going to pass because of the situation he has with his stroke. You're very familiar with his medical history. So he comes over to your house, you entice him over to your house.
I don't entice him over to the house.
To pay him money. You're not going to pay him money?
Yeah, but I'm not enticing him. It's just what he always done.
Levi, come on over. I got $50 for you. Can you come? You're broke, and I got money for you.
No, he wasn't broke. He was working at Guardian at the time.
So he was flush with money?
No, he had. I mean, wouldn't you?
So now he comes over to your house with a $700,000 life insurance policy, one day from his physical. You go out there.
I don't know when his physical was. I don't know when it was.
You go out there, he gets under this truck that your son, the one you're supposed to love and care for, this is your blood, your flesh and blood. And you jack it up on the chintziest, lousiest jacking system going that we both know of being on farms.
And they're
with no blocks, nothing to support in case it falls over. Just, it's only my son going underneath there. And if this truck falls on him, it'll crush and kill him. But miraculously, the truck falls over on him while you're there. And you say,
I wasn't in there when it happened.
Well, you might say that, but we both know you were in there. Right. And you then just say, well, the truck's crush him. Oh, I don't want to take advantage of it, but I sure am happy that maybe I leaned up against it and fell over on him. And then I go back in the house. I don't mention anybody. I don't call for help. Did you call 911 for help?
I didn't.
Did you call for help?
No.
And so he needed help, and you're his biological father, and you don't give him help? What kind of father are you?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. You don't give him help. You let him be crushed under there. You go back and go, okay, honey, let's go to your uncle's funeral down in. And you get in that car and you drive, and you're unemotional. Driving along, 4.5 hours into it. You drive down, you drive back, and you say, showtime. I need to put on a show to make it so nobody knows what happened. And you go out to that garage where the radio's been cranked up so when the truck crushed him, he could scream and yell, and nobody could hear his screams. Country music, which he didn't listen to, he didn't like, and it's screaming, it's blaring. It's blaring loud so he can't be heard. And you come back and you say, again, it's showtime for Carl to put on my show. My miraculously, I'm a liar show. And you go run back to the house and go, oh my God, Cindy, hurry, call 911. The truck fell over on Carl. Well, you've known that for 4.5 hours, and you want them to come out to your son's cold body. And then you jack it up, go up in there, jack up. So let's cover you up, let's jack up, we'll pull him out. We'll talk about the wrench that's clutching his hand. And oh my goodness, he's dead. And I just found out about it. I saw it as soon as we got back. Now it's showtime. Put on the tears, put on the crying. There was no crying for 4.5 hours when he was dead. Now it's showtime for the tears. No problem. Everybody buys it. The police buy it. Cindy buys it. I get within 1 month, I'm adamant. I get my $700,000 policy. I don't take my $700,000 and spend on the grandkids, which my son intended for. No. I say, hey, I'm broke. No. My insurance, my policy, my retirement plan went from over $100,000 down to $30,000. I am flush with money again.
No, this was in the wife's name too.
It was. Yes. Levi's death was in the wife's name? Bull. It was in your name.
It was in my name. But when we invested it,
yes, because she found out about it, and you were pretty much screwed. She found out about the $700,000 life insurance policy, and you would look like a greedy SOB if you took it all. So you share the wealth. Honey, we'll put $400,000 or $500,000 on us. We'll give the grandkids a little something.
No, it was her decision she decided how much went in the girls. You asked her that. That was she decided.
Oh, so what? You're both greedy? You both need the $400,000 or $500,000, and the grandkids don't need anything. The grandkids' mother doesn't need anything. These girls got to be raised from the time they're 2 and 4 years old, and they get nothing. But Carl says, I can take care of myself.
I couldn't take care of it. Levi did not want Cassie to know about it or to get a penny from it. Levi
And he
did.
didn't want he wanted the grandkids to grow up in squalor, didn't he? He wanted them to grow up in a shit house and a shit crap trailer, living like paupers
This was his
when their
fault.
dad
He
had
put it-
$715,000 in life insurance. So Carl got to build up his little
You need to
independent
talk about, no. You need to
No,
talk-
because you squandered away
You
like
need to
you
talk to
had your
Cindy,
whole
too.
life.
You-
Doesn't mean that you didn't take it for yourself. You took the money for yourself and put little to nothing in the girl's name. And ultimately, that money was in the girl's name. You had total disregard for that too, because you had no problem taking that money out of it and putting it right back in your pocket.
No, I had a problem with it.
Oh, really? Where is it? You had such a problem? Is it in the girl's
Talk to
name?
the wife.
Oh, she took it out? And you didn't take anything? You didn't benefit from it?
Oh, we both did. We both did.
Levi had 2 beautiful daughters at the time of his death. 2 daughters who were living with his ex-wife in a rundown trailer, and whose lives could have been changed by the $700,000 that was meant for them. But they hardly got a cent. Carl and Cindy used the $700,000 to fund business ventures, frequent trips to California, and nice cars. Meanwhile, Levi's children, their grandchildren, suffered.
I didn't kill him. Okay, let's get that straight. I did not kill him.
What killed him?
The truck.
How'd the truck kill him?
It landed on him. And I had nothing to do with the truck landing on him. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Just fell over.
What do you want me to say? I don't know if he was reefing underneath on
The
something. I
insurance
don't-
policy just happened 3 weeks beforehand. Just happened to happen the day beforehand.
It's his business.
This statement, you know what?
Yeah, but
we all admit that pushing trucks over on our sons. I mean, it's an everyday occurrence.
right.
I mean, why would we ever? I mean, you would never. We make up lies like that all the time, just to bolster up what a great image. I tell people all the time how I kill somebody or I child just because it makes me a better person.
No, it's
I'll tell you, the women are so attractive. I'm sure Cindy would say, "Boy, what a wonderful husband to do that to our son. I really want him back." So that you tell her that for what reason? Are you that naive?
no. I did
You
not.
just want to play the game, play along.
Do you think that anybody's gonna believe
No.
that you confessed to Cindy because you were playing a game with her and you left your son laying there dead because you were in shock for 4.5 hours? Do you think people are gonna believe that?
No.
No, they're not. So don't you think you gotta do
But
a
why
bit of
am I-
damage control here and start telling what really happened?
That's what happened.
It's not what happened.
It did.
It did. It did not happen that way. There's no way.
It did.
I've been around a long time, Kyle. Nobody does that. All right?
Do you mind if I stand back up again?
No, I don't mind. Jesus Christ, Carl.
Well, I can't tell you something that's not true, sir.
Yeah, you can, because you did tell me some stuff that wasn't true, and you admitted it wasn't true. So don't give me that lie.
Not.
I'm trying to help you,
I know,
and you're just flaunting it in my face.
No, I'm
and,
not.
And it's kind of irritating me, to be honest with you. Go out on a limb for you to try and show that maybe there's some extenuating circumstances here, and you're going to throw this bull story? Come on. No one's going to believe that, Carl. I can be hard pressed to find anybody that would give that any credence at all. Doesn't matter to me, Carl. I get paid by the hour. But if you want to help yourself, you ought to explain why you pushed that truck. If it was a split-second decision, it had nothing to do with the insurance money, okay. We can deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, it's going to be worst-case scenario, my man. Don't look good for you.
Man, I gotta get my medicine.
What kind of medicine is it?
I've got, I don't even know the name of the one. The other one is my, pain pills. And I need my patches.
Where are they?
They're at home.
Well, Carl, you're not going home. All right, Carl, I really wish you'd be. Last chance, buddy. After this, then things go as they go. You want to give me a chance to help you or not?
I can't tell you what didn't happen, sir. And I mean it.
I don't want you to. But what you told me so far doesn't make any sense at all. And you know it doesn't.
I can't do any more than that. And I do apologize. It's just like I blanked out when I saw him. It's like I zoned out when I saw him, you know, when it happened. When I walked out there and seen him, it was like,
Was it possible the guilt made you black out? It will.
no, because I didn't push the truck. I mean, it just,
Are you sure?
I am 1,000%.
Kyle, just in the 7 hours we've spent here, you've told a lot of lies. Told some truths. But the problem when you tell lies is it's hard to keep track of them. 99% of what you were asked today, we already knew the answer to.
Oh,
A lot of it was just seeing if you're going to be honest or not. And I'm kind of disappointed,
well,
Carl, because you're not being honest.
some things I can't remember. It's happened so long. The drugs that you guys don't understand, and I'm not blaming the drugs. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that.
All right, well, let me see about what we can do about that.
Carl has just realized how screwed he really is, and police aren't even playing all of his cards. Because not only is Carl suspected of killing Levi and Christina, but 2 other fraud crimes as well. In 1986, his brand new Mustang spontaneously combusted in his driveway. He was reimbursed and paid out more than what the vehicle was worth from his insurance company. Then in 2002, his barn in New York caught on fire, a barn which, conveniently, housed his prized mare and 2 of her foals. Now, if you know horse racing, you know there's money there. Carl got over $100,000 from his insurance company over his barn burning down and the loss of his horses. That's a lot of bad luck with fires for one person, isn't it?
But look what happens to me. I'm going to go to jail.
I don't know what's going to happen to you yet.
For something I didn't do. You know, for something I didn't do. I let him down, I walked away, and I lived with that for 4 years. You know, you guys somehow, you know, pulled that out of me. And in a way, it's been a relief.
Good. It should be relief.
Never hurt him. Couldn't.
You did. It's all right. Come on. You're that close, man. You're close. Come on. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. I'll walk with you, man. I'll walk with you. You're this close, man. You're the closest you're going to be. Come on. I'll walk with you if you do. I'll stand up for you.
What are you going to do for me?
I'm going to stand up and say this wasn't premeditated, cold-blooded murder, that it was just something that happened. Shit happens sometimes, Carl. That's what I'll do for you.
It was an accident. I opened the truck door
Okay.
when they did it. And if I'd hit the box underneath it, it wouldn't have happened.
Carl, what was an accident? Why'd you try and hide it?
I'm scared.
You're very close, Carl. Come on.
I didn't do it.
I think part of you did. Maybe not all of you.
No way, I didn't, there was nothing.
Man, you can do it.
It's an accident. I opened up the door and stepped in. I got a on my back.
Door.
I opened the truck door because I had to get inside to move the linkage for the truck. And when I did, it tipped and it just over.
No, You're almost there, my friend.
I get up, I gotta walk. I had nothing to do with any of the other things. I don't give a shit how bad it looks. This year I got in the truck, I opened the door because we couldn't get the hinges or the pipe out. And it was because I stepped in the truck and it just fell. It just tipped. I was so scared.
So Cindy, you did it because he was a burden.
He was never a burden, not when he got into Guardian and stuff. He was great. I mean, I played along with her, and I did.
Carl, that's kind of a thing that.
I know, it's sick. It's sick. And it's just exactly what I told. It's exactly what I told. So this is sick.
Now you see, Carl, what's happened? We've gone from he was dead when you walked in there to now that it fell when you opened the door.
I know.
So take the final step.
There is no more. And I swear on anything, I will do anything. I will jump off a bridge. I stepped in the truck and I fell. And I was just scared shitless. I don't know why.
Carl, you could, come on, you could call 911. I mean, I'm
I
a
know.
father. I mean, there's always a chance. You don't just walk away
I
and
know,
leave.
you just,
But I think it still happened for a reason, even if you didn't really maybe 100% consciously realize it. Maybe he was better off dead. I don't know.
no, I know.
So the truck fell on your son, and instead of jacking it back up, you ran. You grew up on a farm. How many times you run those jacks?
1,000 times.
1,000 times. You know that it would take you about less than a minute to jack that truck back up, and that's on a in a hurry.
I know.
And under super strength, maybe you could lift it and push and maneuver it, and he could breathe again as soon as he
I
collapsed.
know.
Because people suffocate. Like if they're digging a ditch and the ditch collapses in, the dirt doesn't kill them. Their lungs can't expand and he can't breathe. So your son was still very much alive, and you could have saved him. And you could have brought him to life, but you ran and let him die? What? Why? Because of the insurance policy?
No. It just,
Because
I'm scared. I don't know.
it had nothing to do with the insurance policy.
Nothing. I never even thought of it at that time. I just thought,
Do you think that I believe that?
I don't care what anybody believes. I really don't anymore.
Do you think anybody in this world is going to believe that story?
Probably not. And you know what?
Because this is the third story you've told us. Not the first, not the
I'm
second.
gonna tissue to wipe my nose.
It's the third story. Now, the one thing you have to do is you have to, at some point, tell the truth, the honest truth. Not another story or another version. Do I think it got pushed over? Yes. Do I think it was maybe when you got in the truck to push it over? Yes. Do I think it was because you in your heart wanted to kill him for no reason? Yes.
No, that's bullshit.
Then what's the reason?
I got in the truck.
To kill him.
No, I didn't kill him.
You did kill him. You did kill him.
I did.
Intentionally.
No.
Accidentally.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Just when it fell over on him, instead of going to his aid, his rescue of your son, you said, nah,
it wasn't.
He's dead. He's gonna die if I don't help him, so I'm not gonna help him. What did you say? I don't want him to live?
Nothing. Nothing.
You were in the military. Didn't you tell the investigator earlier that you maybe kill people, save lives?
You go blank. I went blank. It's my kid. It's just.
No, nobody goes blank to that regard. They go blank to the other regard. People have such incredible strength in a moment of disaster, a catastrophe like that. That people have been known to pick cars up single-handedly.
I know. And I said here.
And you run. Not only do you run, you don't run and go into panic. You get in your car calmly and say to your wife, "Hey, hon, are you ready to go to the funeral?" I think somebody's underneath the car that I just knocked over on him accidentally. So let's go, and I'll bet you in 4.5 hours when we get back, he won't be alive. Is that what you said? And then we'll get the $700,000 life insurance policy?
What did you say? You said, okay, Cindy, let's go. I can put on another act like I've been doing to you guys for the last few hours.
No, I probably didn't say.
And I can put this act on.
I probably didn't say 5 words all the way over the whole day.
See, this guy here, he believes you. Me, I'm not the guy to spin your story here.
No, I don't know what to tell you anymore.
I think for once in your life, I don't know if you've done it in 50 years, but I think it's about time you sit around and you told somebody the truth.
I did not kill him.
You killed him.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you killed him. Intentionally killed him.
No, I did not.
Carl, you killed him and you pushed that truck over him, and knowing that you could have saved him, knowing that you could have helped him, you never wanted to help him. You never wanted to save him and get that truck off him.
No.
Because $700,000 plus was waiting for you.
Who gives a shit about the money?
Well, you very much gave a shit about the money. In fact, you told me how excited you were about this big mare horse you had that was going to make you millions of dollars. Make you millions of dollars.
Yeah, but that was.
You're a money-driven individual, Carl. Period.
Yeah.
$700,000 is what you had to gain from his death. $200,000 is what you had to gain from your wife's death in California.
Both paid.
Oh, it was a lot of money for you.
Does that replace a wife? Does that replace the kids' mother? No.
To you, it was a benefit.
It didn't do nothing.
Levi's 2 girls grew up without truly knowing their father. Levi's ex-wife, who he still loved dearly, was left to raise them with no financial support. Meanwhile, the man you're looking at was squandering the money meant for them on business ventures that never paid off. What business ventures, you might ask? Ducks. Yes, ducks with a D. Levi planned to raise a heritage duck breed to sell to local restaurants at a premium price. Soon after Levi's death, he went from having a handful of ducks to having thousands. And if you've ever had ducks, you know you ain't making quack off of them, which ultimately Carl did not.
Carl, you know, I'm going to go out to get a statement for him so the fact clerk can finish taking the statement from you. I'm going to get his paper. I'm not going to call you a liar. I'm going to tell you that you're as untruthful as any person I've ever met. And attempt to be more manipulative. And to do what you did to your son and try to tell us 3 different versions of it without still telling us the truth shows me who you really are.
Ultimately, Carl was arrested that very day for second-degree murder and additional charges related to insurance fraud. He took a plea deal at his 2013 trial, resulting in a sentence of 15 years to life for killing his son Levi. In 2020, he was extradited to California, where he was sentenced to life for the first-degree murder of his first wife, Christina. He will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Our thoughts are with Levi's family, his children, and his friends. His sisters lost not just their mother, but their brother and father. We also send our condolences to Christina's sister, parents, and friends, all of whom lost a bright light that was taken far, far too soon. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.